So the first document that we are going to look at is the proof of ethnicity. So if you look at this birth certificate here, it has Negro, color or race is Negro. So that is very important when you are looking at the birth certificate that you're submitting or the death certificate. It even has it here for the child and the parents here. As you can see, it says Negro. So that's very important that the birth certificate or whatever your proof of ethnicity will be needs to have the race on there. Next is the current financial statement, which is the balance sheet. That is that one that is required by all certification applications. So this is what a balance sheet looks like. It covers the assets that you have in your business, so your different checking accounts, how you're receiving that money, and then it covers the liability. So what do you owe on a continuous basis? We know you have taxes that have to be paid, you have payroll, you have other liabilities that may be in place. And then you have the equity component. So when you look at the assets minus the liabilities, that is how they are determining the equity that you have in your business. So this balance sheet for your business, this is required. And again, this is something that your accountant can help you produce if you do not have it. The resume of the owners, partners, and shareholders or key employees in the business. So this is a page of my resume. But what I want to show you that is most important is under professional experience, with all the other things that I've done, I have made sure to list my business, the Winners Club LLC, what the business is about and what my key functions or results are in the company. The bank signature card or letter from bank identifying signatures on the account and the type of account. So again, this here is my business account with Wintrust Bank. I've obviously blacked out a lot of the personal information, but my initial deposit was $100. This is my business banker. And then here is where you see the signature. This is the signature card component of it. It has my signature, the date the account was opened, and all the other pertinent information. Current invoice, receivables with corresponding proof of payment. This invoice was for a fire sprinkler job. They provided, you see it gives a description of the work provided. So they provided labor to provide testing, inspection, and deficiency repairs per inspection report. This was the payout amount for that particular job for this organization. So that payout amount was $16,210. If you see here, this is the check. This is the proof of payment that company actually paid them for the very same amount. So that is what that looks like as far as proof of payment. And we'll have another example here. So that was the check. Another one that you can show is a deposit slip from your bank account or your bank statement that shows the deposit for whatever that invoice amount was. And it should show on your statement who that money came from as well. Next is the certificate of organization or certificate of good standing. So this is for the state of Illinois. This is my certificate of good standing. And as of this date is in good standing as a domestic limited liability company in the state of Illinois. So this is just showing that you are current on your annual filings and you are up to date from a state level. You are in good standing with your state. The operating agreement is talking through, first of all, it's for LLCs specifically, but it is talking through what happens in the business if something goes wrong, essentially. So this is my operating agreement as a single member LLC. I did go through a template in producing this, and the information that is put in there, they ask you to pre-fill it, and then they put it into this general operating agreement. This document can be updated and changed at any time. It just needs to be signed and dated for each update that happens. As you can see, it's signed at the bottom. The date was at the top of the document. Proof of investment capital. So again, this is proof that you use your money, your personal funds, to start your business. Nobody else invested into your business so you can start. You invested your own money to start your business. So this is me again from my personal JP Morgan Chase account, where I went and opened my business bank account with Wintrust. For me, I got a letter from my business banker that shows that I removed money from my personal account to open my business bank account. Another example of proof of capital investment would be a letter or a descriptive indicator of what you use the money for. This person invested $1,000 from her personal checking account to start the business. And then the correlating transfer fund, $1,000. This was the personal account that it came from. Next are the meeting minutes. So for the LLC here, there is just one member, one owner. And so this is what the meeting minutes look like. The meeting leader is there, the date and time, the roll call, just the president, the call to order time, old business, new business, other, adjourned at said time, and signed and dated at the bottom, submitted by and approved by the owner. So this is a really nicely laid out meeting minutes document, if I'm totally honest. But let me give you a couple of more examples of what meeting minutes may look like. So this one here is a little different. This is more so talking through what some of the goals are for this business owner in 2022. And this is what was submitted as meeting minutes. And that's totally fine. And just making sure, again, it's signed and dated. Now, this is a really interesting example, but this can be submitted into the application as well. If you're a single member LLC and you don't want to do this, or if you are a sole proprietor, you can simply have a statement of not. So as a single member LLC, the meeting minutes are waived. Next is the example of the personal net worth statement. So the DBE certification, the DBE/ACDBE certification requires a personal net worth statement because there is this is the disadvantaged business enterprise. If you're looking to get that disadvantaged business status, that is predicated on your personal net worth. You need to go ahead and complete the personal net worth statement. This is something, again, if you've never done one before, I encourage you to work with an accountant so that it is done correctly. If you are an incorporation, let's talk through a couple of examples of the required documents that you all have. So your corporate bylaws, again, these are the laws of your business. This is something that you should work on an attorney with. And so this is an example of a corporation's bylaws here. This is where different owners of the corporation, they're listed there. And it's literally a legal document. So it's pretty robust and it has a lot of very important information on there. But what's most important is that it is signed and dated by the group. Next is the example of the certificate of ownership. So this is a stock certificate example. This is, it doesn't have to be anything illustrious, but what's most important is that the information is there. So the stock certificate owner, the number of shares of stock, when it was established, and again, making sure that that is a signed document.